Rudy, his siblings, and his mother were rescued from a box truck this past summer. The heat here, especially being in Florida, in the summertime, can well go over 100 degrees in the matter of minutes. There's no telling how long that they were in the box truck, unfortunately, but they were rescued. The fire department came out, sheriff's department, and our animal control officers, took them into custody and brought them here. Rudy's siblings were all pretty much in good health. Rudy was the runt of the litter. He was weak, labored. You could tell that he was in rough shape compared to the rest of his litter mates. We have a program through the Sheriff's Department called the Cell Dog Program, and they wound up fostering the entire litter, including the mom. Everybody did great except for Rudy. He really struggled to keep up.
The Lee County Cell Dog Program pairs up select dogs and inmates with a nonviolent past to go through a 12-week program to prepare the dogs for adoption. They're potty trained, they know the basic sit, stay, and how to heel. And once the dogs graduate from the program, there's a greater chance they'll be adopted from either the Gulf Coast Humane Society or Lee County Animal Services.
Out of all the dogs that we have had in the Cell Dog Program, Rudy stands out the most because he is a special case. He's been a huge part of our program as far as needing special attention, all the medical care, all the different doctor visits that we've gone to on our own time, and the things that we've had to do, especially just to make sure that Rudy is able to live a normal life.
When Rudy came in, I actually saw him the second day he came in because he was in on a Sunday and was evaluated at Specialized Veterinary Services and determined to be in poor condition but doing okay from the heat stroke. So I got to make his acquaintance the following day. The puppies were very young. They were still nursing off their mom, and he was the runt of the litter. So we wanted to make sure that the inmates at Cell Dogs kept a really close eye on him.
Every morning when Rudy would need his medication, the inmates would say, Nestor, it's time, we need to make sure he gets his medication. So we would give him his medication, whatever that may be, or feeding him. I mean, even, with a syringe. So we would do that every 3 hours. But we had two inmates, Bernard and Manuel, that were very attached to him and took care of him, and all through the whole process were there for him.
He would come in frequently for checkups. We'd weigh him. He wasn't gaining any progress like his litter mates. The litter mates all came back, went up for adoption, and were adopted, but Rudy unfortunately was not able to.
Rudy's always been a fighter, and he's always struggled. Even to play with other dogs, and he would play, and then when he was tired, he would take a break, and he would sit and wait, and he would catch his breath, and he would go back.
He never stopped. He never, he was either snuggle time or play time or sleep time. Those were his 3 times. Occasionally in between there, you'd have to force feed him, because he was too weak to, really eat on his own there for quite a while. He went in for x-rays and all sorts of work to see what was going on, and then they found out there was something going on with his lungs.
We had him evaluated by Specialized Veterinary Services with a repeat x-ray. Nothing had changed. So at that time, one of the veterinarians there suspected a congenital lobar emphysema, which is a very rare condition in dogs, and recommended that he have the affected lung removed surgically.
He needed surgery to correct this, or he was definitely going to die. Euthanasia was the only other option.
The inmates were really upset about that, and because they care about Rudy. Rudy's been a big part of the program. They were crying, and it was very difficult for them to let him go, knowing that he may not come back.
He came to Animal Services 4 days after surgery and was barking and jumping around and acting like a different dog. He went back into foster care with the Cell Dogs program, and today was actually released to go into an adoption home.
He's able to live a productive, normal life now.
The only way we could have performed these services and provided this degree of care is through the Animal Care Trust Fund. Certainly without that, it was very likely that Rudy would have been euthanized because of the expense involved with this case.
The fact that these little puppies, made it and survived was amazing in itself. But then to see Rudy. Rudy was the runt of the litter. He was really small, really weak, and he just laid in your arms. He would just lick your nose. But you felt for him because you knew, he was weak. He was so much weaker than his litter mates. But he wouldn't give up, he wouldn't quit, despite everything. He's a fighter and a lover and a snuggler and everything that you would want in a dog, that's what Rudy is.
He gets along with all the new dogs that we have, and he'll always hold a special place in our heart.